Always, Ted. Kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Well, we were just talking about how important skill position players are and having to get elite talent at those spots at Oklahoma. Well, you can see why it's paying off in the NFL for some guys. Jamar Chase, the Bengals say they want to make him the highest paid non quarterback in the National Football League. For those wondering, currently Justin Jefferson has that title, and he makes $35 million a year as a wide receiver, a number that I don't know, not very long ago at all would shock a bunch of people. But the production that you see from these guys, Jamar Chase, it's worth the dollar bills for sure.
He's fantastic. I have to assume the happiest man about this entire thing is Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You simply cannot let a guy that good get away. And so good on the Bengals, who, let's be real, do not have the greatest reputation when it comes to spending on players. They didn't make a huge mistake. Good for them.
I like him coming out beforehand and just throwing it out there. We're going to make him the highest paid player. That's awesome. And it's just funny thinking about that 2019 Peach Bowl.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't bring it up. We shut
Well,
Jamar Chase down, baby.
y-
What,
yeah.
2 for 61? I still remember the stats for all those receivers in that
Would
game.
Justin Jefferson have like 4 or 5 touchdowns though? It was crazy.
14, I've got it right here. 14 catches for 227 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Jeez. Well, it's crazy. In three players that were on that team, and I know there's plenty more playing, but you're talking what, somewhere in the ballpark, 125, $135 million a year in salary that those guys make. Whew. It's a lot.
Burrow, Chase, Jefferson. Arguably, I mean, you could go through the history of college football. Arguably the best big three. That'd be a fun conversation. That's a June/July topic right there.
Yeah, I mean that offense is pretty I mean it's rare that you have a consensus in college sports about the greatest anything, but you won't get very many arguments against that team at all.
You know the interesting thing about Jamar Chase, and I thought this when we saw him in that game, like when I was down on the field watching him. He's not a big dude.
He's not.
He's like 6 foot, 200 pounds, but his explosiveness, his competitiveness, like the attention to detail and route running, his ability to just go up and make a play. Like the guy is an absolute dog.
He has to be, I haven't seen a lot of breakdowns of his route running and stuff, but to be a guy that is as productive as he is, everyone in the stadium knows where he's at on the field at all times. Every defense is game planning for him. Secondary has their eyes on it. He is wide ass open all the time. It's crazy, man. He has to be a magician running routes on the back end.
He's fun to watch. Now, we'll see. The Bengals need a bounce back season.
They do.
Disappointing year.
They've had a rough go of it. They've had a rough go of it.
Defense, what you'd think back to a couple years ago, defense was legit, and defense has fallen off.
Yeah.
So we'll
Didn't they have like they lost their 4 out of their first 5 games, and then they got it together late, won 5 straight, but they had a couple of stretches there where Joe Burrow was incredibly frustrated, and he's still battling some stuff, it feels like, right? Injury wise.
Yeah. So just got to get everyone back healthy.
They're a
but
fun team to watch, though. I like when they're good.
super fun. The offense is really, really fun to watch. And Jamar Chase is the number one reason why. Dude is an absolute beast. Who do you have as your loser of the week?
Well, the AFC North is the best division in football. You think about Baltimore, Pittsburgh, just talking about Cincinnati. Well, and then you have the Cleveland Browns. And Myles Garrett asked for the trade. It felt like early on, like he was going to be granted that, and everyone in the league was going to try and put something together where Cleveland says not so fast. After a little bit of reflection, we've decided that you're untradeable. We we can't trade you away. I hate that for him. Doomed to stay in Cleveland, and he has to be one like maybe the best player in NFL history to play on a non-competitive team. What is he played in two playoff games?
That
Because
sounds right.
they hadn't been in a playoff in a long time since the 90s, I think, whenever Baker went there. And they had that one year where what they beat Pittsburgh and had Kansas City on the ropes, had a chance to win that game, fumbled through the end zone. That was a disaster. But haven't been back since. And Myles Garrett is just a mutant that is either leads the league or is right there at the top, has a defensive MVP under his belt. Just, it's got to be incredibly frustrating for him.
Andrew Berry, their GM, who cut me once, by the way, when I was in
Moron.
Cleveland. Yeah. He wasn't the GM. I didn't even get the real GM cutting me. That's kind of where I was at, Ted. I got like the assistant GM treatment. The I know, straight disrespectful. That was one day after the head coach had told me we don't need to get into this.
I
But
love it. Wear the grudge like a crown, Gabe. I love it.
I have a strong grudge. That is one of many in the National Football League for me. But I I wonder what they're going to say to Myles Garrett because the quarterback situation is the issue, right? I mean, the Deshaun Watson situation is that is one of the worst decisions we've ever seen in American professional sports.
And
And
everyone knew it was the worst decision.
awful. Just sold the soul of your franchise for that guy and gave him that guaranteed contract. It was insane.
I mean,
Absolutely insane.
the GPS in the vehicle was just going crazy to hit the off ramp over and over and over. And they had multiple chances and they just kept on going. Blinders on.
And remember that cap hit is still hanging over that franchise like a black cloud. So you would assume they're going to draft a quarterback with that pick. But oh, hey, we're going to get a great rookie quarterback. Is that going to be the sales pitch to Myles Garrett? Like, come on. I just don't understand what the strategy is. Now, I mean, you're not going to move that pick to get Stafford or Cousins or anything like that. Like, that doesn't make any sense either. The the Cleveland Browns are in salary cap hell because of the Deshaun Watson situation. And I don't think Myles Garrett's stance is going to change, even though Andrew Berry came out and said, hey, we have no intention of moving him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy because, he is, I would say that he's still in his prime, but it's not going to last that much longer. There's a point where everyone starts to trend downhill. I mean, it doesn't look like he's still in incredible shape, but he's going to be going into his ninth year in the league, and he's going to be 30 years old before long. And not to say that he's not going to continue to be great, but his peak years are going to be behind him. And you're right. You draft a quarterback. It's like, hey, we're going to draft a a top quarterback in 3 years, we're going to be right there competing at the top. I mean, Baltimore ain't going anywhere. Steelers, you can't imagine. Cincinnati is young with a bunch of top talent. So I don't know, man. I'm frustrated for him. And I think whether or not leagues would ever admit to it, I don't know, but it does feel like at times they put their thumbs on some people. I It would be good for the NFL for Myles Garrett to go somewhere competitive
I
where
agree with that.
people are watching games. You know, I don't know. It's frustrating.
The the big difference for the Browns, like if let's say you draft Shador Sanders or Cam Ward, that should be very exciting for Cleveland. That should be a big deal. But the reason it's different is typically when you've got the young, exciting new draft pick at quarterback, you then have that quarterback on a rookie salary and you can go spend all that money on other positions.
Right.
But because of the Deshaun Watson contract, they cannot do that.
You're going to have your quarterback room. You're going to have Deshaun Watson, who I don't know what is
Who has a torn
million?
Achilles, by the way.
Yeah, and he's unplayable anyways at this point, right?
Even when the Achilles is healthy, he's awful. He's one of, if not the worst quarterback in the league.
Unplayable. So you're going to have it's 50 million a year, something like that, right? And it's all guaranteed. You're just killed on that number. And then you're going to have a rookie, like top 5 pick deal, which is, it's still a good quarterback contract in the NFL right now, but you're still putting money there and tying up resources. But you're also going to have someone come in to bridge the gap. There's a chance that your rookie's ready to go right away, but there's also a chance that he's not. And you're going to have to spend, I don't even know what's the number now for a guy like that, 15 million for a quarterback to come in and a veteran guy to take over, mentor, and be your bridge starter until your top draft pick's ready to go. That's got to be a 15. You're talking about you're going to have like a $90 million quarterback room, right?
Once again, probably the worst contract ever given out in American sports.
Yes.
Everything that came with it. But I'm sure Andrew Berry coming out and saying, no, we're not going to trade Myles Garrett. I'm sure that will change his mind.
They need to. I know he's by far the best player on their roster, but they need picks. They need cap help. I don't know why they're not begging. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's trying to, maybe he's just playing politics to try and have people sweeten the deal. I don't know, but it's best for their franchise to trade their best player at this point. They are in tank territory.
That's how it feels. Congrats on the Watson deal. Oh my gosh. Just insane. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
Lucy Breakers are 100% pure nicotine pouches with an extra flavor burst, and you can get them delivered right to your front door. Go to lucy.co, use promo code breakdown at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's lucy.co, use promo code breakdown. My go-to Lucy Breakers are the 8 milligram espresso. Got one in right now. Perfect for the golf course, for podcasting, watching game at the house, whatever. Lucy Breakers come in a variety of flavors, including classics like mint. They also got the berry citrus, espresso, and mango. You can even set up a subscription to make things even more convenient. Level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co, use promo code breakdown for 20% off your first order. Here's the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
And we are Public Rec guys now. Hoodies are awesome. Pants are awesome. Good looking stuff and extremely comfortable. Go to publicrec.com and use code OKBreakdown for 20% off. Guys, you got to get some of the Public Rec pants. Just have to do it. The versatility of their pants is fantastic. You can wear these things to work because they look like dress pants, even though they feel like sweatpants. They're also perfect for the golf course because their proprietary blend of performance materials provides the perfect combination of breathability and stretch while still holding its form. So this February, treat yourself right because comfort is always in season. Upgrade to Public Rec and feel the difference. For a limited time, you can get 20% off at Public Rec by using code OKBreakdown at checkout. Just head to publicrec.com, use code OKBreakdown, and you're all set. Oh, and if they ask you how you found them, be sure to mention our show. It really helps. Find your perfect fit and never compromise on comfort again. Public Rec, where comfort rules. My winner of the week, Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
Probably felt good to get that one out of the way.
Yeah.
And he said that, I mean, he said that after the game. He's like, I'm glad this is over. I want to go to sleep. That's basically what he said. But Lakers played the Mavs in LA last night. Lakers got the win. It was actually a really good game. I watched pretty much every second of it. But Luka had 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists. LeBron James was awesome in the fourth quarter. I don't know if he was conserving energy or what. I don't know how that's working, but he looked like an absolute beast in the fourth quarter. And I don't know how good the Lakers are going to be, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to forgive Nico Harrison because I found myself cheering for Luka Doncic and cheering for the LA Lakers last night, and I hated every second of it. Now, I don't mind cheering for Austin Reeves, Boomer Sooner Reeves. Let's go, man. But I don't like that feeling, and it's all Nico Harrison's fault. I hate him for it. This is ridiculous.
Somehow, he took the entire NBA world, which outside of Lakers fans, everyone hates the Lakers.
Yes.
And somehow he's turned them into a likable story. What the hell is happening?
I hate it. I do like JJ Redick as the coach. Like it's annoying me. And it's all Nico's fault. How about the Lakers fans chanting "Thank you, Nico"? That was pretty good. While he was in the building. That well done, Lakers fans. But I hate it, Ted. I hate that I'm finding myself cheering for Luka Doncic's shots to go in. It's less than a year ago. I absolutely hated this guy as he eliminated the Thunder. And now all of a sudden I'm sitting there going, hell yeah, Luka, cook him. It's like, wait, what? It makes me upset.
I didn't see the game. I I hope there was a bunch of Mavs fans with like the paper trash sack on their head watching the game. I mean, what a brutal watch for a Mavericks fan. I mean, they're probably in the exact same boat as everyone else rooting for the Lakers. We want to make sure that everyone recognizes how horrible of a decision this was. So come in here and hammer us.
It is, yeah, it's still a very interesting situation. I think when Luka goes back to Dallas, that's going to be the one where things feel really hostile. But I continue to really enjoy watching him play. His passing ability is insane. I've said it before. I'll continue to say, I think he's the best passer I've ever seen. Has a lot to do with the size, but like the accuracy and the velocity he throws some of these passes with. Like he went into the lane. He threw it one-handed behind his head, Ted. Straight into the shooting pocket for Austin Reeves for a wide open three. Reeves just buries it. You're just like, how, what? And
yeah,
he has
five
or six of those every single game where he just throws a pass. You're like, wait, how do you do that?
I saw one. Oh, it's been a week or so ago where someone was on they got a defensive stop and he just threads the needle 3/4 court pass to someone like on the run for a perfect dunk on a breakaway. It was nice.
He had 4 or 5 to LeBron James where he just drops it in a bucket to him right around the rim, and LeBron just turns and dunks it. And you could see some of LeBron's reactions, just like, "Well, this is nice."
Hey, I forgot what this is like.
I The Lakers finished with LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, Hachimura, and Dorian Finney-Smith. I'll just be honest, that finishing lineup does not scare me.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what the Lakers can accomplish this season. I think it's one of the more interesting stories now in the NBA, but like that finishing lineup doesn't scare me for the Thunder if they end up against the Lakers in a series. But the only other things on those games on that game, Kyrie Irving, when he is cooking, may just be the most entertaining player in basketball.
He is crazy good still, man.
Oh, I think he had like 35. He is just an absolute joy to watch. The shot making is absurd. And then the last thing on this game, PJ Washington. You know how many points PJ Washington had in this game?
Probably like 7.
0. 0 for 9. 0 points for PJ Washington. Hey PJ, can we get this version of you for one Thunder game, bud? Just one. That's all we need.
Thunder killer. It's crazy, man. I don't know. It's probably just one of those built-in things for him where like confidence is one of the most underrated things in sports, and he's now probably got it in his mind. Well, don't know what I'm going to do in this game, but we got the Thunder coming up. I'll get right back on track.
This is classic, Ted. Sooners hired Jim Nagy as the GM. Just happened.
Shocker.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. It may have been my recommendation. Do we need to re-record? Probably. We probably need to not start over completely, but what do you think?
It could be in the weeds.
Oh, we'll do that. We'll do it in the weeds. We'll do it a separate. I like that idea.
Yeah.
But that is classic, just classic podcasting. We're almost done and it gets announced. So that's good. Do it. Loser of the week. I'll just do it. We'll examine the Jim Nagy situation on In the Weeds. We'll get that out to you sooner or later. My loser of the week, Tush Push. Tush Push is under attack. Why does everyone hate the Tush Push so much? Like the Green Bay Packers come out and say, yes, we will confirm that we are the ones that want to ban the play.
It's funny that it was like this covert deal. There's a secret group of teams that are trying to get the Tush. No, Packers finally put their name on it, which I do respect. But let me ask you this: does it come off as sour grapes whenever a team goes and wins the Super Bowl and you're trying to eliminate something that they are really good at?
That they are clearly the best at?
Yes.
And something they used to eliminate you from the playoffs? Yes, it does not come off well. And then I saw Raheem Morris, the Falcons head coach. He basically insinuated he'd like to see it banned. And I guess it could be voted on next month at the league meeting, but I believe it needs 24 of 32 owners to vote yes to ban it. Is that a play that needs to be banned?
Not in my opinion. And I think the NFL's in an interesting position on it. Almost never does the NFL do something that hurts offenses. But with this one, because you want more points, right? That's what they want. They want more exciting football. So they typically try and help the offense. But this is a play that it's not very fun to watch, I guess. And it's controversial and is annoying for a large group of fans, but at the same time, it helps offenses. I mean, you're in plus territory typically whenever they do it. And how many times does a 4th and 1 tush push extend drives and they end up getting points out of it? So it's one of the main things that helps accomplish what they want in the sport. I also don't know how, like, what does that legislation sound like?
They can't, as far as I know, you can't point to like a bunch of people getting hurt on the play.
No.
And that's something Nick Sirianni said. He was like, I can't recall anyone getting hurt.
Show me the numbers.
So if you can't point to that, then what is your reasoning for having it banned? Hey, this team's, they're too good at it. They're too good at it. It's not fair. Like, really? If it's not a player safety issue, then what are we even talking about? And that's what Sirianni said. Hey, this is unfair to try to ban it just because we're really good at it.
And it's not like, and I thought he made a good point. It's not like they spend time practicing on it. And if it was just as easy as running it, well, then everyone in the league would do it. And if everyone in the league was doing it, they damn sure wouldn't be trying to get it banned, right? If you want to see how horrible some people are at it, go watch Jared Allen try to do it against the Chiefs in the playoffs. The worst quarterback sneak I've ever seen in my life, a couple of them. He's terrible at it, and he should be fantastic.
I love that you just said Jared Allen instead of Josh Allen. I would love to see Jared Allen run a tush push. He'd get in. There's no doubt in my mind he'd get in.
No doubt. That's funny. Yeah, I think I don't think they should ban it, but I'm not totally convinced they won't.
Me neither. It's so funny. The GM thing happens right when we're getting done recording. We'll put something out. When do you want to record it? Tonight? Tomorrow?
Yeah, whenever.
All right. We'll figure it out. It's coming. Our thoughts on that are coming.